Welcome to the Fratcast Talk Show, the voice of Coffer Early College High School, and brought to you by the Seahawk Fraternity of Scholars. I'm Jathan Cate, and today we're here with Eliana Arroyo, a member of the varsity Lady Hawks basketball team. So how are you doing today, Eliana?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, kind of scared. Thanks for asking. So could you introduce yourself to our audience, tell them a bit about yourself?
I'm Eliana Arroyo. I'm a 12th grader here at Rivera Coffer, and I've been playing varsity basketball for 4 years now.
Wow, all 4 years?
Yes.
So what inspired you to start playing basketball?
I went to the first practice my freshman year, and I never was big on basketball before this first practice, but the environment, the coaching, and the family-like environment really inspired me to keep playing and trying harder with what I'm doing.
Are there any players that you look up to in particular?
Yes, Madison and Caitlin.
And why is that?
They were just really good role models. Even when they were sophomores, they were still the captains of the team. Even though we had captains, they were still there when Coach A wasn't able to be there.
Mm-hmm. In your previous 3 years of playing basketball for the Seahawks, could you tell us your biggest highlight?
Probably being able to go to the Spurs Stadium and playing there, even though I was hurt, so I wasn't able to play. Just the fact that we got to play there, that was able to happen for us. That was a really big thing.
Eliana, what aspect of your game do you plan on improving the most this upcoming season?
I plan to improve my ball handling. I tend to move faster than my hands, and I really need to work on that.
So in your opinion, how do you feel you and your team will do this season?
I feel like we'll do really good. It will be a little more difficult than previous years with the changes and diversity we're gonna have to overcome, but I think it's something that we can overcome because we've overcame a lot of things in the past. I feel like it'll be a good season to grow as individual players because we have to really do everything ourselves. Can't really depend on anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Eliana, how are you and the Lady Hawks preparing for this season?
We're taking a lot of time to break down the fundamentals of basketball at practice. And my biggest thing is we're working as a team, just how we're passing and how we're communicating.
What position do you regularly play during games?
I regularly play a power forward.
And are you comfortable in this position?
Yes.
How do you feel about last week's performance by the team?
I feel like we played really good as a team. The way we were passing and how everyone contributed a little bit something to our win, even though it wasn't the most challenging team, I would say. We still went out and played like if it was any other team. Everyone contributed, everyone did their part.
And of all the girls in your lineup this season, who are you most excited for?
I'm most excited for number 21, Morgan Butler. Even though she's a freshman, she's always ready to work, really determined about everything she does. Even though she says basketball's not her sport, I feel like she'll really do good in it this year.
Now that are you joining the team now that volleyball's over?
Yes.
What do you think you and the other volleyball players joining the lineup could contribute to the team going in future games?
Since the ones that came for volleyball were mostly upperclassmen, I think we can contribute leadership and discipline that was lacking or could be lacking. I feel like we'll contribute a lot of that.
All right. Now I want to shift our focus back to you personally. Basketball is not the only extracurricular you do, is that correct?
Yes.
Could you tell us what other extracurriculars or events you're involved in at Coffer Early College High School?
I do cheer. I've been on varsity cheer for 4 years as well, and I've recently been the cheer captain.
And Eliana, how do you manage the workload between basketball, your other courses, and cheerleading?
It's a lot, but it's definitely not impossible. Just don't procrastinate. Download all the apps and reminders that you need, and just really don't procrastinate. That's my biggest thing. And sometimes I do, and then that's when stress and all the workload comes on. And just as long as I don't procrastinate, it's not impossible.
What are your expectations for this basketball season?
My expectations are that we'll be as good as we were in previous years, if not better, because I know that we're capable of it. Even though some people may have their doubts, like the years before, I feel like we'll be a good team.
Eliana, before we wrap up this interview, is there anything else you would like to say to the viewers watching?
Yes, if you're able to travel and come support any Lady Seahawk basketball games, that'd be really appreciated, as long as in any other sporting events.
Okay, you heard her. Go support the Lady Seahawk basketball team. Thank you for sitting down with us today, Eliana.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning into the Fratcast. I'm Jathan 10K, and remember, it ain't a podcast if it ain't the Fratcast. We'll see you next time.